Hey, Alexander, what have you been able to do at home to continue your development with no minor league season and not being able to attend the camps?
Um, I was able to play catch with my twin brother, Lachlan. He also come home during the pandemic, and I was able to throw bullpens to a local catcher, and also threw in a couple like scrimmage games that we had going on over here, and yeah, I was able to get some type of work in, so it was good.
Nathan Ruiz, you're up next. Go ahead, Nathan.
You kind of just touched on it, but when we talked to Michael Elias earlier, he said that part of the reason they didn't bring you over was that you had a pretty good setup there. What was that setup?
Yeah, as I said before, just I had a guy to throw bullpens to, and he could catch my simulated innings. Also had my brother to play catch with. Guys who wanted to take at bats, yeah, they come down to the field and they stood in and took some at bats. So I had guys to throw to, so it wasn't just simulated innings and a lot of just throwing to the catcher and pretending there's a hitter in the box. So it was good like that.
Rich Dubroff, you're up next. Go ahead, Rich.
Alexander, we've talked to a lot of players from the U.S., and their stories are pretty similar about the pandemic. But what's it like, what's the situation in Australia? Are you able to, outside of baseball, are you able to do things? Is the situation as dire in Australia as it is in the U.S.?
No, it's actually pretty good here at the moment. Where I live in my state, we haven't had a local, like a case of COVID-19 in, I think, 24 days now. So we're doing pretty good. Restrictions have started to ease. We're allowed to go to out, like we're allowed to eat, like outdoor dining, indoor dining, and yeah, life's starting to get back to some kind of a normal here, which is good.
Stan Charles, you're up next. Go ahead, Stan.
Alex, have you been able to ponder what you think the optimum could be for a 2021 season for minor league players?
Yeah, I definitely thought about what the season could look like next year. It's I think it's going to be a little bit different with the global pandemic and the setbacks that we didn't play this year, and I don't know. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, but I'm sure we'll get through it.
Steve Molesky, you're up next. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, Alexander, in 2019, when you were having that good year at Bowie, I remember you talking about your slider, which you had not thrown before 2019, you said. How is that pitch going to be for you in the future? Did you like that in 2019? Is that a keeper for you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a keeper. I've continued to work on it and work with Holt whenever I can with it. Yeah, I just got to get more confidence in throwing it and to hitters, and once I do that, I think it's going to be a very very handy pitch for me in the coming future.
John Mioli, you're up next. Go ahead, John.
How's it going, man? Congrats. Just wondering, I know that you mentioned things are doing well over there, but obviously the two governments are treating this a little bit differently. Have you thought or considered what it's going to take to get over here for spring training? Do you anticipate any issues with that, like with international travel and making sure that you can get here and do that in accordance with what the Australian government wants?
I haven't really thought about it like too much. I think it's just if you have I think the Australian government is only letting people travel if they are going to another country for work purposes, and baseball is my job. So I don't see an issue of them being or not being able to go next year for spring training. But I wouldn't be surprised if I have to do a quarantine stint when I first get over there, just because I just don't know. Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Nathan, you're up again. Go ahead.
Because you weren't able to participate in the camps this year, were there any concerns for you about whether you were going to be someone who was added to the 40-man?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely crossed my mind. Thinking that I didn't get over there this year. Had I done enough in the past to be protected? And yeah, just it crossed my mind a little bit, but I tried not to think about it too much and just let it happen. And yeah.
Rich, you're up again. Go ahead.
Yeah, Alexander, do you feel, was this affirmation that you, when you were added to the 40-man, that the type of pitcher you are, which isn't necessarily the type of pitchers that a lot of young guys are now, that there's a place for you in the Oriole organization?
Yeah, I to get protected by the Orioles, just gives me an extra bit of confidence to know that they trust me enough to go up to the big leagues and go up there and compete with my type of pitching. And yeah, it gives me a lot more confidence.
Stan, you're up again. Go ahead.
Alexander, a two-part question. First is, I'm imagining that you view yourself as a starting pitcher. And if so, how will this lost season affect your ability to build up innings this year?
I don't think it's going to do too much damage or hurt to me. I was consistently throwing to live hitters over here, consistently throwing upwards of 3 innings. I built up to upwards of 3 innings, 4 innings, 4 inning stints when I was going out the mound. So I've probably thrown, I think I've thrown a decent amount of innings to not be an issue for me. I feel like I can just go into spring training and have a normal spring training and build up pretty good.
Got time for one more. Paul Mancano, if you'd like to go.
Hey, Alex. How often were you in contact with some of your teammates from Bowie or some of the guys that you were playing with last year? And did the kind of time difference between you and the U.S. kind of factor into when you talked to them and when you were able to catch up?
Yeah, I caught up with a couple guys. I think I might have called them when it was about midnight here a couple times, or a couple of guys have called me mid-morning here, which is mid-afternoon, early evening there. So the time difference, I think most of my teammates have figured it out by now. I've been around them for a while, so if they call me early in the morning and I don't answer, I think they know why. I think I'm still asleep. So yeah, it was good to catch up with a couple of them and hear how they're doing and the way the pandemic's going with all of them and how it's going for me, and yeah, how we're getting our work in and how we're feeling and stuff like that. It was good.